on SportsCenter, we'll look at Saturday's late baseball as Juan Guzman and the Blue Jays continue to roll in Seattle. Riddick Bowe took one more step towards a shot at Evander Holyfield's heavyweight title with a hard-fought win last night in Las Vegas. Bud Greenspan joins us to take a glorious look at the spectacle that is the Olympics. And Tom Jackson visits with Mike Utley, who continues his inspiring battle with paralysis. All that and more next on SportsCenter. Good morning again, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday morning edition of SportsCenter. I'm Robin Roberts. Stepping up to the plate first, late action from the major leagues. And I don't think batters were looking forward to stepping up to the plate last night in the Kingdome, because on the mound for Seattle was 11-game winner Dave Fleming. And Toronto countered with its ace, Juan Guzman, also with 11 wins. After Devon White and Roberto Alomar led off the game with singles, Dave Fleming had to face this man, Joe Carter, and he flies softly to center. It drops in. Devon White scores. Shane Turner can't handle the throw from Ken Griffey Jr. And Alomar also scores. Jays led 2-0. They went on to a 3-0 lead, and that's all that Juan Guzman would need. The Mariners would threaten only once in the 6th, 2-on, 1 out, but Kevin Mitchell goes down. Tino Martinez goes down swinging. Guzman would strike out 9 and gets scoreless relief from Dwayne Ward and Tom Henke as they go on to win 3-0. It's the 8th shutout of the season for the Jays, second in the AL behind Boston's 10. Juan Guzman improves his record to 12-2. He struck out 9, raising his American League total to 131. Manager Cito Gaston says Guzman is one of the best pitchers in baseball with a chance to become the best. He leads the AL in ERA and strikeouts and leads the majors in 4 categories. Guzman is proving his 10-3 record last year was not a fluke. The Yankees hoping to find a way to end their 5-game losing streak. John Mattingly sends Mark Langston's pitch deep to right, a 2-run shot, putting the Yankees up 2-0. Mattingly's 10th homer of the year. Bottom of the 7th, runners on first and second, 3-1 Yanks. Luis Polonia doubles to left center. Mike Fitzgerald motors on home. Yankees lead is cut to a mere run. Same inning, scored now tied at 3. Bases loaded for the Angels. Vaughn Hayes at the plate. Looks like a sure double play, but Andy Stankiewicz can't handle it. Luis Polonia scores 4-3 Angels. That would prove to be the winning run. They went on to win 5-3. Make that 6 losses in a row now for the Yanks. 6 straight wins for the Angels. Mark Langston gave up 6 hits over 8 2/3 innings. How about the O's and the Rangers at Arlington Stadium? Ben McDonald looking to get back on track. He was cruising early on. Here, Juan Gonzalez is a victim of a vicious curve. Juan, he's a little upset about that. His counterpart, Jose Guzman, had problems. 5th inning, 4-0 O's. Leo Gomez tagged Guzman for a 3-run shot, his 7th homer of the year. That made it 7-0 O's in the lead. McDonald had no trouble last night, helping his own cause. They won 6-3 DP. Ben's dad at the game, he had good reason to smile. That one's for you, Dad. 2-hitter for Ben McDonald. Go on to win 7-0. Big McDonald with his 2nd shutout of the season. Mike Mussina held the Rangers scoreless on Friday, marking back-to-back shutouts for the O's for the first time since August of 1985. Speaking of shutouts, a real pitcher's day on Saturday. That's Roger Clemens trying to snap a 6-game winless streak. He strikes out Chili Davis. That's his 5th strikeout. In the bottom of the 9th with a 1-0 lead, Kirby Puckett taps it back to the mound. Clemens throws as the first for the out. The Red Sox with a 1-0 win, and Clemens with the 2-hitter. Tom Glavine trying to rebound from his all-star loss. He tossed 7 scoreless innings against Houston for his 14th win. The Phillies' Kyle Abbott came into Saturday's game with an 0-11 record, but Abbott gets the Dodgers' Darryl Strawberry swinging. Abbott with his first win of the season, and gets the Gatorade bath. The 4th and final round of the British Open is underway. 2-time champion Nick Faldo began his round a couple of hours ago with what many considered a comfortable 4-stroke lead. Well, he opened the final round with a bogey. He has since gone on to par 8 straight holes. His lead now is a 3-stroke lead over Steve Tate. John Cook now at 9 under. We're just getting started with a Sunday morning edition of SportsCenter. Later, Bud Greenspan will share some great Olympic moments with us. But coming up next, you'll see the man who wants to take on the heavyweight champion of the world. Riddick Bowe remained undefeated in the ring last night. And later, there's no defeating Mike Utley either. We'll update his progress since his paralyzing football injury. So please stay with us.
Where to find the Mountain Man. A mountain man can often be found on the trail of adventure, in search of remote watering holes, or weathering harsh climates. Most often, however, you'll find the mountain man wherever you find smooth bush beer or easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find yourself in the wide, open world of the mountain man.
Sports Illustrated gets you ready for the excitement of NFL football in this amazing new video, the 1992 Pro Football Spectacular. It's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated.
Stay at home if you don't want to get hit.
Call this toll-free number now and get the best of last season, plus Sports Illustrated's view of next year's champions.
If I were to pick one right now, I'd say the Dallas Cowboys.
Plus, you'll also receive a second video free with your paid subscription. You'll get the NFL video of your favorite team, no matter which team you prefer. Pick any one of the 28 team videos. It's your choice. Free from Sports Illustrated. Your team video will take you through the 91 season from the end zones to the locker rooms. Plus, you'll know what's new for 92. Call now to subscribe or renew. Get your 2 free videos and 30 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.49 an issue. Save 50% off the cover price. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. You'll catch the best of the year with your 2 free videos and Sports Illustrated. Call now.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer and easy drinking Bush Light.
Heavyweight bout in Las Vegas last night with a lot on the line. The two boxers considered by the WBA to be the top 2 contenders for Evander Holyfield's title met face-to-face in the ring. Riddick Bowe and Pierre Kutzer of South Africa. Riddick Bowe, he predicted an early knockout. In the second round, Bowe lands a straight right on Pierre Kutzer's left eye. Then in the 5th, Bowe connects with a combination to his head. Both of Kutzer's eyes were cut. Round 7 we go. Bowe lands a low blow that referee Mills Lane doesn't see. As Kutzer leans back, Bowe comes in, polishes him off. Lane has to stop the fight. A TKO for Riddick Bowe. Bowe is now 31-0 with 27 knockouts. He's expected to fight Holyfield later this year.
I think I took a better punch than a lot of people thought I would. Not to say that I was out there to try to prove that, but the Kutzer wasn't in shape, and he stood the storm, and he was game. He was strong and determined, and he hit me with quite a few good shots.
Also on the card last night in Vegas, former lightweight champion Pernell Whitaker, and he takes a low blow from Rafael Pineda. And Whitaker didn't like that. He responds with a straight left to Pineda's head. Round 8, Whitaker lands 2 rights. The second one to the ribs sends Pineda to the canvas. Then in round 12, Pineda staggers Whitaker, but he can't put him down. And Sweet Pea wins by unanimous decision. The 27-year-old Whitaker, a gold medal winner at the '88 Olympics, improves to 30-1. He's now the IBF Junior Welterweight Champion. Coming up at the top of the hour here on ESPN, the Pocono 500. Davey Allison, a winner of 4 NASCAR races this season, has the pole. He'll be joined on the front row by Ricky Rudd. And let's join Jerry Punch at the Pocono International Speedway now for a preview of today's race.
We are standing by here at Pocono International Raceway for the 19th annual Pocono 500, getting ready to kick off the second half of the NASCAR Winston Cup season. And the gentleman to my right is a driver who has dominated the first half. 4 Winston Cup wins, over $1 million in earnings, over 1,000 laps led. And Davey Allison, you have never won here at Pocono, but you came here and set a new qualifying record in qualifying earlier in the week.
Well, things have been going pretty good for us, you know, here at Pocono. We've got more top 5 finishes here than we do at any other racetrack. We just haven't been able to win here. We came close to the last race. The last pit stop, the car fell off the jack, and we're here to work hard and try to do it today.
Some concerns earlier this week. You spent 2 days in the hospital. Some concern around the garage area over your health.
Well, I'm feeling good today, just to go ahead and set that straight. But earlier this week, I had some real strong headaches and some real high fevers. And I was concerned that it was an effect off of the accident at Charlotte, something that was a delayed effect or something like that. So we went and had some tests run, and all the tests came back looking good. No sign of anything that's left over from that deal, and I'm feeling good now. I feel like I could go out and break a horse today.
Well, just drive one today. Now, the point race, awfully close. You and Bill Elliott, 46 points apart. Do you think about that as the season begins to round into shape here in the latter part of the fall, or do you just go out and run your race?
Well, we think about it because people keep asking us, but I think the most important thing is that we don't change our game plan the way it was at the first of the season. for the second half of the season. If we start trying to get conservative here or there, I think we reduce our chances of winning the championship. If we play the game the way we have been and keep working hard, try to lead laps, try to win races, then I think we increase our odds of winning the championship.
Davey, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry.
Davey Allison will lead the charge at 12 noon today. An aggressive Davey Allison, and a healthy one, we should say, as we get set for our live flag-to-flag coverage from right here in Pocono.
Looking forward to it, Jerry. Still to come here on SportsCenter, a progress report on the Lions' Mike Utley. And the wait is almost over for the summer games. Next, Bud Greenspan joins Dick in New York to look ahead to Barcelona and also reflect on some finer Olympic moments.
The sculpted stomach, the toned tummy. Once it was a pain in the neck to get them, but now there's Abdiflex, a complete biomechanical support system for sit-ups that works with you for the entire exercise to tone and condition comfortably. Simply adjust the hand straps, position yourself on the contoured platform, and pull up while sitting up as it flexes when you flex. So every sit-up works your abs to perfection. Abdiflex cushions where it counts and supports all over.
This innovative support system reduces neck and shoulder fatigue, making sit-ups more comfortable, allowing you to do more of them.
And Abdiflex is so intelligently designed, it lets you enjoy an entire range of abdominal isolations, working both your upper and lower abdominals. Abdiflex, for awesome abs that will make everyone sit up and take notice. Call now.
To order Abdiflex, call 1-800-248-1200. We'll bill your credit card 3 easy payments of $19.95 each. You get a full 60-day home trial. Call 1-800-248-1200.
Can Alan Kulwicki do it twice in 1 year in the Poconos? He's shooting for his second consecutive win at the Pocono International Raceway, NASCAR's most competitive super speedway. The Pocono 500, Sunday, live on ESPN.
Welcome back to SportsCenter. The Olympics offer hundreds of dramas, large and small, and no one captures those dramas on film so vividly as documentary producer Bud Greenspan. Here is a piece of one of those dramas, the Olympic triumph of an Australian swimmer and his passionate coach.
Duncan Armstrong draws even with Biondi. Then gradually inches ahead.
Laurie, can you talk? Can you talk, Laurie?
Duncan Armstrong sets a world record.
How do you feel? Mate, we just beat 3 world records. How do you think I feel? How do you think? How do you think? Mate, what do you think we come here for? Silver? Stuff the silver, we come for the gold. What do you think we come for?
And the Olympic victory ceremony representing Australia, Duncan Armstrong.
Duncan! Hey, Dunk! Duncan! Duncan! Hey, Dunk! Dunk, I know you are. Hey, Dunk! Hey, Dunk, I know you. I'm a friend of yours.
The national anthem for Australia.
Clearly, Bud, you knew in advance that Armstrong was going to beat Biondi. You knew the coach was going to go crazy. How do you find stories like that?
Well, actually, that was a fluke, Dick. A production assistant, when I was in the International Boxing Center, said I had seen the, pardon me, the Marilla Moses incident of
Edwin Moses' victory 4 years when she went apoplectic, you know, going absolutely insane. He says, we've got the answer, but don't tell the people over at Australia 9 that I told you this. So we called the office and asked how many cameras were going to be on Laurie Lawrence. And the office says, who's Laurie Lawrence? I said, you better find out.
He was the coach.
This is what happened when we found him. And to show you how crazy the Aussies are, they voted him the Sportsman of the Year in 1988.
Really? Well, he deserved also the Actor of the Year.
Well, he came out with a line that's Emersonian. Stuff the silver, we're going for the gold.
Right. Now, who are you looking for in Barcelona? Are there special stories?
Well, there's two brothers that have been gold medal winners in rowing since 1984, the Abagnale brothers. They come from a farm outside of Milan, and they're very close to their family. 84, they won unnoticed. 88, they won unnoticed. And they're coming back for the 1992. They almost look like twins.
How much time have you already spent? I know their work schedule is unbelievable. How much time have you spent with them?
Well, we've been following them for 8 years.
You really have?
Yeah, and it'll probably end up with one of the feature stories that we do in the special that we're doing after the games.
Now, with something like that, do they speak English, or does that make any difference?
Well, after 8 years, they do speak English, but it's sort of pidgin English, but you get to find out what's going on.
Who else are you going to isolate on?
Well, I like Greg Barton. Greg Barton is a kayaker who became America's greatest hero in that particular event, which he had never won. Norm Bellingham is partner, and they're going after their second gold in both the 500 and the 1,000. And I'm interested very much in archery this time. Would you believe it? They're really doing a Robin Hood. Jay Bars is, instead of cumulative scoring, they're now going down to the final 32, 16, 8, 4, and then the final 2 will battle it out for the gold medal, which is a complete revolution for archery. And then freestyle wrestling will be the last remnants of the Cold War. You have 7 former and present world champions in the Soviet Union, the unified team, and 6 American world champions and former world champions. So it's going to be head-to-head, the good guys against the bad guys.
You look for the amateurs, you look for the hidden story. Is Carl Lewis perhaps a better story now because of his diminished stature?
Probably so. Carl Lewis, we did last time, if you'll remember, when we compared him with Jesse Owens' 4 great victories. So we tried to equate the present-day audience with a marvelous past. So Jesse and Lewis competing against each other 48 years apart became the story then. This time, I think the story is whether it'll beat Powell in the long jump, because as you and I both know, we had to change all our stories well in advance because I picked him for 2 gold medals before the trial.
I think we all picked wrong there and in the decathlon. Obviously, you have a great love for the true amateurs who are still left in this, and you do it with true professionalism. How's that for a segue?
Well, that's a nice way to say goodbye.
Thank you very much. A reminder, be sure to join us on ESPN this Wednesday evening at 7:30 for a special look at the Olympics, a preview going for the gold. And still ahead, a visit with Mike Gutley. Thanks, bud.
Not long ago at Subway headquarters, our founder, Fred, had a good idea. Why not take the best part of a chicken, that being the breast, cook it the best possible way, that being slow oven roasting, and serve it on the best bread around, that being Subway's fresh baked bread. The result, the new sliced roast chicken breast sandwich. A sandwich fit for a king. And since our chicken's 93% fat-free, it's fit for fit kings too.
For more information on the new sliced roast chicken breast sandwich, visit the Subway near you.
Excuse me, do you know what stock options are?
I wish I did.
The information you know you should know is in the Wall Street Journal's video guide to money and markets. This exclusive 30-minute video is free. When you call for 13 weeks of the journal for just $37, that's over 20% off the newsstand price.
Call toll-free 800-826-3500 for 13 weeks of the Wall Street Journal and your free video on money and markets. That's 800-826-3500.
Updating what's happening at the British Open, the final round underway. Nick Faldo now has 9 pars in a row. He's at 13 under, still has a 3-stroke lead. John Cook now at 10 under. "14 stages down, only 7 more to go. Today's stage of the Tour de France was a pleasant little 3-mountain, 116-mile jaunt. Defending champion Miguel Indurain began the day as the overall leader. He still has the overall lead. Big story here in the United States is that Andy Hampsten of the U.S. won today's stage, moving him up to 3rd place overall. 3-time champion, though, Greg LeMond of the U.S. withdrew in today's 14th stage. It takes a great deal of determination to travel 2,380 miles over rugged terrain on a bicycle. Determination is just one quality that comes to mind at the mere mention of Mike Utley's name. We all remember seeing his massive body lying still on the AstroTurf of the Silverdome. It's been almost 18 months since Utley was left paralyzed, but Tom Jackson knew right where to find him.
Mike Utley is back in his own element, 5 days a week in the sweatbox atmosphere of Gold's Gym. Couple that with 15 hours a week in the Craig Rehabilitation Center in Denver, and Utley is on his way to rebuilding that massive body that once dominated an NFL line. In his mind, Utley is still that 6'6", 300-pound offensive lineman who won't let a defender keep him from the end zone or paralysis keep him from living a normal life.
It got to a point where I had to find in myself the football attitude I had when I was playing. Get down, it's 4th and 1, it's me or him, and I chose me.
When Utley went down last November, the thumbs up signified to his teammates, keep on going, I'll be back. With his family at his side, letters of support coming in from around the world, and a team that made it just one step away from the Super Bowl, Utley had all the inspiration he needed to get over this hurdle.
I have very much faith in God, but I'm not what you call, I don't go to church, I'm not a Bible thumper or anything like that, but every day I get up and say, thank you, Lord, for this day. And before I go to bed, I say, thank you, Lord, for the beautiful day you let me live through.
And you never said, why me?
I haven't, that's honest to you, I have never said, why me? Because I had a buddy that came in to visit me at the hospital. He goes, Mike, bottom line, God will tell you when it's time that you know why he did this. So don't even bother asking why. And so I never have.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you please have your golf carts at this time, we'd like to start the second round of the Mike Utley Golf Classic.
Mike, thumbs up!
This golf tournament in June in Phoenix began a new stage in Utley's life. He raised $100,000 for the Mike Utley Foundation for spinal cord research, and for him, it was also like a coming out party.
It was something to show people, hey, I'm all right. Just got them borrowing a wheelchair for the time being, but, you know, I'll be back. You know, they want to get me out there and start hacking next year. Well, we'll work on that, but it's something that I'll try.
There's almost nothing he won't try these days. No special handles, doors, or utensils for this lineman. Even his Buick Grand National now has hand mechanisms so he can drive around town in his favorite sports car. And before a fishing show with Lions teammate Ken Delafour, Utley came up with another mode of transportation.
At one point, we were on one end of the parking lot, and we had to go do interviews at the other end. Well, one of two ways Mike could get in the truck, pick him out of his chair, he could roll over there. Well, we had a long night the night before, he was a little tired, and he says, Ken, just get in there and fire your truck up. And so I did, and I looked out my rearview mirror, and here's Mike hanging on the bumper, and hair blowing in the wind, and just had a big smile on his face, and zipped across the parking lot. But, you know, that's Mike.
Mike Utley right now could be an ambassador for that type of injury. He can go around the world and talk about this injury and help other kids. And I think he told you, and he told me, Tom, that he hopes to walk one day. But if he doesn't, he will touch someone else that will.
As people watch you, and I think not only this interview, but have watched the whole story of Mike Utley unfold, and they look in on you, what is it that you want them to get from your story, if anything?
Well, the biggest thing is, first, don't break your neck. Bad idea. But no, the biggest thing for me is, no matter what you're faced with, just try. Go for it. You know, who else says that you can't do something, or, you know, don't let the word no or don't interfere with your success of trying. Just go try it. You'll figure it out later. That's all I can say here.
Dick and I will be right back to put the finishing touches on Sunday Sports Day. Then we'll send you out to the Pocono International Speedway for our live coverage of the Pocono 500. Davey Allison on the pole. And since NASCAR is on our mind, here's another Richard Petty moment.
This Richard Petty memory is brought to you by the First Brands Corporation, makers of STP Son of a Gun Protected. Just days after signing STP sponsorship to his car, Richard Petty would put their name in victory lane. The King would win on the road course at Riverside, despite Mother Nature.
We got real lucky. You know, we just signed with STP, and it was real foggy that day, and you know, they didn't get to run the whole race, but we could see down one of the straightaways, so everybody decided to run. They didn't want to come back, and we got real fortunate and won the race. And you know, in doing that, we got off to a real good start with Andy and with STP, and got off to a real good start in the year too.
Son of a Gun Protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk? Give it the gun. STP Son of a Gun.
When a muffler goes, some people look for a cheap replacement. They think it costs less. Fact is, they can get a quality Midas muffler starting at $24.95. Fact is, a guaranteed economizer muffler starting at $24.95. Fact is, installed by experts starting at $24.95. So when somebody says they have a cheaper muffler than Midas, they're right. When they say they're better, fact is, they're wrong. Don't believe anybody ever beats Midas.
You were here. She has the traveler's checks here. There's got to be a better way. Here's one now. New American Express traveler's checks for 2. The first checks either of you can use. Don't leave home without them.
Quality motor oil can go a long way toward protecting against engine wear. But by adding STP oil treatment, it can go even further, because STP increases even the best oil's viscosity by up to 50%. It's that simple.
This New York homeboy is in your face.
In your face. In your face.
In your face.
In your face. In your face.
In your face, mate.
ESPN, ESPN, your face.
Now that we've set the table, feast your eyes on the rest of our menu here on ESPN today and tonight. Thanks for staying with us for 2 hours, everyone. I saw the U.S. women's Olympic basketball team play this week at Rutgers. Over 5,000 fans came out in a driving rainstorm to see them take on a men's AAU team. The women showed their true Olympic grit, coming from behind to win in overtime. The women's team, despite going for its 3rd straight Olympic gold medal, has received little attention because of something called the Dream Team. Now, you would think that this would bother this talented women's team, but when I talked with Coach Teresa Grentz and 3-time Olympian Teresa Edwards, they could not have been more supportive of the men. They weren't bitter in the least, Dick.
Well, you know, I go back good ways with women's basketball. I covered them in 1976 in Montreal, which was when women's basketball first came to the Olympics, and I saw Louisa Harris play for Delta State and Marianne Stanley for Immaculata, and Nancy Lieberman at Old Dominion, Carol Blazejowski at Montclair State. But I remember in 1976, the U.S. really feared the Russians in Montreal because the Russians had a 6', 10.5", 284-pound center. The Russians won in Montreal, they won again in Moscow, and then we've won it ever since.
Yeah, they haven't won since that time. And it keeps being lost in everything that's going on that the women are going for their 3rd straight Olympic gold medal. Teresa Edwards, a 27-year-old who plays overseas, she is the first man or woman in the U.S. basketball history to play on 3 Olympic teams. That really says a lot about her.
Yeah, I think they're almost as safe a bet as the men.
We'll see you in Barcelona, Dick. And thank you for sharing a portion of your Sunday morning with us. The Pocono 500 is next here on ESPN. I'm Robin Roberts. Enjoy the remainder of your Sunday sports day, everyone, and we'll see you in Barcelona. Until then, take care.